When I first started homeschooling our kids, and you know, there's a lot of pressure on parents, especially from their parents. If they sent you to school, I mean, the language we kind of got from well-meaning relatives was
caustic.
It was essentially you're abusing your children.
That's right. That's right.
But I'm not asking you to lie or exaggerate, but you've met my kids.
Yeah.
Aren't they cool?
They're beautiful.
They're just like interesting.
We got to spend a day with them. I mean,
but that's my point. Like, they'd be like bleary-eyed, brain dead.
They'd be zombies if you had put them in the public
schools.
Whereas
today,
now
my son Peter was like taking you out to see the beehive and just sits down right by the bees because he knows they won't hurt him because they've gotten to know him and he's really gentle with them. And that's glorious.
We did a lot more than that. Yeah. We surveyed every plant in the yard. We checked out the bees. He's not scared at all. He got 3 different bugs and fed them to a Venus flytrap.
That's amazing.
The last one was a daddy long-legged spider.
2 Venus flytraps. How cool is that?
He got 3 of them fed.
Did you see them clothes on it?
Yeah. Oh, they're clothes on them now. You go home and look at the planets. 3 bugs are in it, being eaten right now.
Because I wish I could go back to my younger self and just be like, it's okay.
God, just
all you got to do is just like be with your kids and like them and love them. And when you don't like them, try to. You know, it's not always within your control to like people who might be annoying you, maybe because of your own selfishness. That's usually the case with me.
That's right.
But
your first show, you asked me, can you talk about some of the lies the public tells about homeschooling families? And the reason you said that is because there is a concerted movement. I wish I could. It's so immense. But here's the thing. I believe that the modern public school theoretically is abusive to the human person. And this abusive program says that everything but itself is abusive to the human person. That's just their mantra. And they've convinced, I mean, you remember we had that talk with that law professor from Harvard who recommended that they make it against the law to homeschool.
Yeah.
Homeschooling's a threat to the Luciferian agenda. And therefore they've had all kinds of myths.
Somebody tweet that right now. What did you say? That was good.
I can't remember.
Yeah, it was so good. Homeschooling is a threat to the Luciferian agenda. Hashtag Pints with Aquinas. Do it right now.
Tweet that out.
Hashtag Pints with Aquinas at Elon Musk. Go.
Yeah, exactly. Freedom of speech. So I missed the hashtag part. But look, the whole program, honestly, in the public schools is meant to put a divide between the family and the child, the parents and the child. It's designed for that because to meet the social ends doesn't always line up with what parents value. So there's literally a concerted effort from Dewey on to inculcate the values of the state such that the children belong to the state and no longer to the parents. So that's Luciferian. To take children away from that natural bond of family, which is the gold standard for the building block of civilization, that's evil. And they do it on purpose. Look at what Dunphy wrote. That's meant, countless times have I known about teachers that divide children in terms of value from their parents. The secret transgender program, that you don't have to tell your parents, you can get this. Doing all these things at school. They do surveys at school, social emotional learning. That's what this is all about. It's absolutely insane. And we're not even allowed to say it because when you do, you get attacked. And then now parents, and you know this, because of all the abusive things society has gotten to say to homeschooling parents, people are scared to do it. People aren't sure if they can. They don't think they can. But the first line I said on this show is, if you stayed home and did nothing with your children but just stare into their eyes, that would be infinitely better than sending them to the public schools. And if you look at your family, it's a glowing example of how you guys will not allow the public school agenda to harm your children. And like you said, they're delightful. They're a joy to be with all the time. And that's what I've experienced with most homeschooling kids.
They're so good.
They're good kids.
So good. I love them.
They're good.
And when I think that they're not good, it's because of my selfishness.
Sure.
It really is.
That's fair.
That is what we do. I think we project through our selfishness and complain about children. We complain about them on airplanes. We complain about them keeping us up at night. We say all sorts of horrible things about them. Yeah. But what we should be pointing to is our horrible selfishness that leads us to talk about anyone that infringes on our, freedom. Quote unquote freedom. Yeah. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment below letting us know what you thought about the video.